Hey everybody, it's Sonia from thesagesun.com here today, and I'm here to deliver Crystal Quarter, which is 15 minutes of talking about crystals and different themes. And the theme I'm going to be looking at today is crystals for protection. So if anyone has got any comments, do pop them up and I will try to answer them while we're live. And if anyone's got any questions or anything, I can afterwards I will get back to you and see how I can answer your questions. So crystals are used for many things. Lots of crystals have really strong protective properties to them. They are ideal for using for protection, whether it's physical protection, emotional protection, and with emotional protection, it may be against we may need sometimes protection against our own emotions, because our own emotions can be quite, especially if we have a lot of negative self-talk, they can be quite debilitating to our everyday life. So they also offer spiritual protection and etheric protection, and protection from energy as well. A lot of people are highly sensitive to energy, and I think it's something that's been acknowledged more and more, more now than ever, that there are a lot of highly sensitive people, and science is even proving that energy and the energy of other people and how we absorb it is a real thing. Energy is frequency, and we're all vibrating on different levels, and how we're vibrating at, the frequency we're vibrating at even, is what we're going to go into attract into our lives. So if we are vibrating on a lower frequency, for example, like with a lot of negative self-talk and things like that, or if we're feeling low, it could be that we attract lots of people into our life with issues, with problems, and if we're highly sensitive, then that kind of attaches to us, and it's like, how do we get rid of this energy? So protections are a really good way of helping us clear any negative energy, but also protecting us from the energy before it even hits us. With crystals, definitely in terms of crystals for protection, I always, if you want a crystal for protection and not sure what to go for, the first thing, the easiest way to kind of decide would be to go for a black crystal, because I would say generally all the black crystals are highly protective. They all have very high protective properties and energy that will help us out and protect our energy. So I've got a few different crystals here with me today. So some I've got in jewellery form, and others I have got in crystal form. So first of all, I have got tiger's eye. So this is a tiger's eye stone on just on a cord, and that's one of my own personal ones. Now, tiger's eye has been used for so many years in terms of protection. The Egyptians used to use it as a protective amulet, and with tiger's eye, it said that it kind of channels the energy of the sun and the energy of the earth, and that energy in like the eye formation of the tiger's eye crystal is then said to provide like a reflective barrier. So if anybody has got any kind of ill wishes or spite or malice against you, it would reflect it back to the source. I have used tiger's eye. Wasn't a stone that I ever used from when I started working with crystals, and then earlier on this year I was given this beautiful piece by someone who had visited South Africa, and I then wore my tiger's eye day and night, and I felt it really kind of kept me safe and protected within the situation I was in at the time. So yeah, it done its thing, and then when I was able to step away from that situation, my tiger's eye pendant disappeared, as crystals do. They like to disappear. when you don't need them anymore, when they've served their purpose. And then it appeared back a couple of months later. So it's there for me whenever I need it. So Tiger's Eye, yeah, been used for thousands of years in terms of protection. So the next crystal I've got is selenite. So this is just like a small selenite rod. And selenite is really protective against outside negativity, especially at night. So it's a really nice piece to put in the home. And in a minute, I'm going to go back to what it can be combined with to really create like real high vibe sort of protection frequency in terms of home protection. So yeah, really nice. With the selenite as well, you can get selenite in tea light holders and candle holders, and they look gorgeous. The energy is really beautiful, but they are highly protective at the same time. So next one is hematite. So with hematite, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Hematite, root chakra crystal, can you see that? It actually is kind of picking up a little rainbowy effect, the hematite is. But hematite like has a mirrored surface, really and truly, and that will reflect back any negativity back to the source as well. It also provides really strong, heavy grounding to the wearer, and you can get a lot of hematite jewellery out there. I haven't got any made up at the moment. I haven't made any jewellery for a little while, but yeah, reflects back to negativity, back to whoever is trying to deliver that negativity. It also gives you a strength, a real strength, and kind of a stability in your own power, especially if you're in a situation work-wise where you are being manipulated or ground down. It will kind of give you that strength as well. So, the next crystal I'm going to talk about is black agate. Black agate, I haven't got anything at the moment. So black agate, what we're looking at in terms of its protective properties, we're looking at it being able to remove jinxes and hexes and things like that. So it will protect you if people, so there's one thing, actually I'm going to kind of briefly go on to psychic attack. So I don't know if anybody has heard of psychic attack, but with psychic attack, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone is out there doing something crazy. It could be that there's a lot of people out there who are envious or jealous of you, and then you feel like you've got loads of stuff going on or going wrong in your life, and that could be the cause of psychic attack, where there's just so much like negative energy just hitting you from all angles. At the same time, with regards to black agate crystals, it could be that someone actively meddles and kind of decides to actually psychically attack you, hence it being, say, a jinx or a hex or something like that being put on. And black agate is a really good crystal in that sense to help with working, if you was working at removing a jinx or a hex. Black agate is a really key crystal to use. Again, highly protective, highly shielding. It's a really good one for that. So the next one I'm going to go for is black obsidian, and I'm sure loads of people have heard about black obsidian. So I should hopefully have some tumblestones in soon, but this is a black obsidian I've made and is available on the website. Now, black obsidian is truly one of the most powerful crystals out there. It is highly protective. It is something that I have used, so it really does shield you. It shields you. I find it's a crystal that shields you even physically from harm and danger. Now, for me, black obsidian was a key crystal for me when I was not in a very nice relationship situation, and anytime I felt that I was threatened, I would pick up the black obsidian and I would feel that it would physically shield me from any harm. And it was as well, as well as myself being able to get out of it, it kind of helped me work through my emotional rubbish to be able to have the strength to get out of that situation. So Black Obsidian, fantastic. The belief has to be there, the intent needs to be there. If you're just going to pick it up and think, oh, I don't know if this is going to help me, whatever, it's not going to work. You really have to believe. You really have to believe that it is raising your frequency to put you on that vibrational level where you are becoming strong and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So Black Obsidian, powerful. It is a crystal that you don't share with anyone else. It really holds on to the energy. It's a crystal that needs to be cleansed, preferably washed in water every single week. So yeah, really fantastic stuff, really powerful. Next one I've got is Black Onyx. So Black Onyx, don't have any tumble stones at the moment, but there is probably quite a bit of jewellery online that I've made with Black Onyx. I actually think the Black Onyx is a really important crystal for men, for teenagers. It protects from being led down the wrong path or distracted. It's a really good one. With Black Onyx as well, sorry, looking down. Black Onyx. Yeah, it actually a really good one if you're sort of in a situation, whether it be at work, whether it be with friends, family, relationship, and people play mind games. This is a good crystal to have to help protect you, to shield you, to rebound back all that rubbish from you, and again to kind of help you build up that strength so you can step away from that situation. Because, and I am going to say this, what happens to us is what we allow to happen to us, and I think that's a really important thing to bear in mind. It could be easy for us to kind of put blame on other people, but ultimately it helps us. We have to have that strength. Just want to say hello to Du Silva. You're watching from Brazil. That's amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. So yeah, Black Onyx is really fantastic in terms of helping us with protecting us from mind games and things like that. So the next one I'm going to go for, this is one of my favourite crystals, Smoky Quartz. Look at that lovely piece. This is currently on the website, so if anyone wants to get hold of this, it's in the sale section. It's on sale right now. So beautiful. Right, now Smoky Quartz, it's a really good protective crystal for our homes and our possessions and our car, our belongings. Smoky Quartz helps protect against theft and damage and even accidents as well, so it's going to be really protective in that sense. In terms of being at work, it's a nice crystal to have on the desk. You don't necessarily need to go this big, but even a tumble stone. Yes, a smoky crystal is a really fantastic one to rebound negativity, if there's gossip going on, all that kind of nonsense, and you just want to be shielded from it. Smoky Quartz is definitely one to go for. Trying to think with Smoky Quartz as well. Oh, actually, so in terms of work, it's also going to be, if you work in an office, it's a really fantastic crystal because it's going to be shielding and protecting you and kind of transmuting all the electromagnetic pollution that comes from computers and phones and all the machinery and all of those bits as well. Next we have Amethyst. So Amethyst it's kind of like an all-purpose protector. It protects the auric field. If you're in an office and you've got an amethyst point, it's really good to kind of have the point pointed out, like away from you, so that anybody coming in with real low vibrational energy, moaning and all bits like that, it's kind of rebounding back at them. And when I did used to work in the office, when I had a normal job, a friend of mine had an amethyst pointer, and I'd said to her about keeping it sort of pointed outwards, so she was highly sensitive, and that would kind of help her shield her auric field and shield her energetic space, so that people just weren't coming and constantly dumping, or if they were coming and dumping on her, she was being shielded from that energy and not taking it all home. And yeah, it wasn't attaching to her so much. And then lastly, what I've got here today, is black tourmaline. And in terms of energetic protection, this has to be one of the best crystals. It's really, I find it works really quite instantly in terms of rebounding back negativity, bad vibes, ill will, back to the source. It protects you against kind of the moaners and the complainers and the people who want to dump their rubbish on you. Might even keep them away. Quite likely, if you put that intention that keeps those people away from you, it will do that. It's brilliant. What's really nice as well with black tourmaline, especially in its raw form, this is quite a solid piece, but when I get like a really high grade piece set of black tourmaline, it can be very crumbly. So one of the things I would do when I've got black tourmaline like that is I would sprinkle those little kind of fragments along the door frame, the back door, the front door, and put it together, and so that I'm shielding and protecting the house. My shop, even when I had the shop, I would have black tourmaline kind of along the doorway, and it would protect the shop as well. So people who weren't meant to come in the shop would be on the other side of the doorstep. Amazing to see. So this is a really good one to work with, and to kind of, it's definitely a key crystal to have all the time. Now, one of the things in terms of protecting the house, or setting up a grid, or even the bedroom, and protecting from, say, negative energy while you're sleeping, things like that, would be to have selenite. So selenite, whether it be in a tumblestone, a candle holder, a piece like this, in the middle of the room, and 4 black tourmalines. So that is you kind of bringing in each corner of the room. So you'd have 4 black tourmalines in each corner of the room, and then selenite, whether it be a piece or an actual feature like a candle holder, in the centre of the room. And that is then bringing your grid in, you're bringing a protection grid literally to your house or the room. If you had a bed where things could go underneath it, having the selenite under the bed, and a piece of black tourmaline in each corner, at each post of the bed. So that would be really highly protective in terms of when you're sleeping and that. Right, the other thing I just wanted to say quickly before I go is with regards to, so all of these crystals that I've said, they're highly protective. There's loads more. There's like thousands of crystals out there and available. Now, in terms of choosing your crystals for protection, you can choose any crystal that you want. It doesn't have to be these ones. You could choose rose quartz, you could choose red jasper, which red jasper in fact is really good in terms of psychic protection. You could choose any crystal you want, you could choose any set of crystals you want. The most important thing is that you do not let people know what your crystals for protections are, especially if you're a highly sensitive person, especially if you're working in this field, especially if you're a light worker. You do not let them know. Oh, Amanda's just asked me how can she protect her pets. Actually, hello Amanda, by the way. In terms of protecting pets, one of the things that I'd done loads of them in the summer, was I made little kind of charms. Oh, I wish I had one here to show. I made beautiful little charms that would attach to, for example, a cat collar or a dog collar, and I'd kind of, I would intuitively tune into the animal and the pet to find out what the best crystal would be, but I would always have a Dalmatian jasper on the little charm that was made. So there'd be a Dalmatian jasper crystal and then another crystal that I would tune in and decide, or the customer would ask me, they want, for example, one customer wanted their 3 little chihuahuas to get on well with each other, so we've done Dalmatian jasper and blue lace agate. The Dalmatian jasper is highly protective. Jaspers are highly protective crystals, and the Dalmatian jasper is really protective, especially when it comes to animals, and not just dogs, but all animals in general. And what it done is it really brought harmony to these 3 little chihuahuas who were basically kind of fighting for the queen position, and their owner came back to me and said it was like a miracle had happened. So definitely, if it's kind of like domestic animals, such as dogs and cats, key charms and things like that can be made. I'm just thinking, if it was something like an animal like a rabbit, or yes, kind of something in a cage, you could always, again, it would be you really focusing and setting that intention with whatever crystals you choose, and then laying them out in front of the cage, especially if the animals kept outside. I'm just thinking foxes now, so something that would kind of detract those foxes, but more than anything it would be about the intention that you're setting with the crystals. So I hope that helps there. Just lastly, oh goodness me, oh, I didn't even know that. Right, sorry, just tuning in quickly. I'm just thinking, so, right, what I'm getting rose quartz in terms of providing them with that love, especially where they're in fear, and kind of having that, if you've got a big piece, that would maybe be good to put in the cage, because they're not going to try and eat it and choke on it. And amethyst and black tourmaline. Amethyst I'm getting more so than black tourmaline, but more than anything setting the intention to keep them protected and keep the foxes away from them. And that, giving them hug-ups. I hope they're okay. But yeah, if you've got a big piece of rose quartz, pop it in the cage. It might just give them a bit of love and make them feel a little bit better. So quickly before I go, just a recap in terms of choosing your own crystals, and this was guidance given to me by a friend, to not let anybody, your crystals for protection, you do not let anybody know what they are. So you can choose, really and truly, you can choose any crystal as long as you are setting that intention for that crystal to protect you, but you don't let people know what it is, because especially in terms of the light worker work, and being highly sensitive and stuff, what you don't want is people to know what you're using and then be able to get into it. And that is one of the things that for me personally I've changed this year. I don't let anybody know what I use for crystals for protection now, even the people closest to me. So anyway, thank you all ever so much for joining me. And I will speak to you all soon. If you want any of the bits that you've seen and you can't find them on the website, do send me a message, and I will let you know either when I've got them in, or if you want something made up. I do custom orders. And yeah, have a really fantastic week. Hi Sarah. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah, and I'll be back again next week Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but anyway, you'll all find out. I really hope you all have a really wonderful week ahead and a weekend. Speak to you all soon. Bye.